abort.
Welcome.
I don't want that. Okay. Hi, guys. I gotta hurry up. Hannah's gonna start pressuring me to get off this thing. I gotta hurry up. She's stressing me out. I can't do anything. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you. Hannah and Delaney are on a walk right now. We kept Delaney last night for a little surprise sleepover. One of my baby nugs. The other nug was sick, so he couldn't come over. Morning. Hello, Michelle. Welcome to the new crazy. Hannah is home. Funny me. She's been home all weekend. I forgot to put my chapstick on. Hi, fat boy. I saw you comment on the Patreon right before I came out. I saw you commented. Wasn't that cute? Weren't those pictures cute? So I have a video. I have one video of Grandpa and Delaney doing coins yesterday. The cutest fucking thing ever. So the longer one I'm going to put up on Patreon. There's a shorter one where she doesn't turn around because I don't like, her mom doesn't want her face on, but her mom doesn't mind like the back of her. So I'll be uploading one of those either today or tomorrow. It depends on what I want to do. Hi Tim, what's up? Megan, I've just worked out for my whole life. It's just ingrained in me. It's like waking up and taking a big old poop in the morning. It just happens. Hi, Chrissy. Good morning. Melinda, what's up? Aunt Lala. Hi, Dan, Grandpa. The coins, yeah. So you guys, I gotta get started. I don't got a lot of time. Hannah's gonna come back with Delaney. Delaney wants to work out with Hannah Banana, so they're on a 1 mile walk to get their warm up. Then they're gonna do squats and stuff like that. Do anything for Halloween. I will probably go, I don't know if I'm gonna go, actually normally I go with my nuggets, but they're getting older and they're doing more things. So I don't know if I'm gonna actually go with them on Halloween. I might go to their Halloween party at school. Oh, Dan just saw them. Hi, chicken. What's licking? Hi, Rick. How are you? I was on for a split second this morning. I've been going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Lainey's keeping me on my knees. Nope. On my toes. The fuck? Nobody's keeping me on my knees. Anyway, check out that video of my beautiful husband and his morning attire. I posted that on a short this morning on YouTube, and then I posted it on Mrs. Diesel NorCal 3. Y'all, laughter, remember? Laughter is the best medicine. Yeah, you just saw Dan out buying Danielle a Gucci bag. That would be, something would be wrong, Haley. If he was actually buying me a Gucci bag, he might be on his deathbed, right? Or something bad he did, like extremely bad. I don't even know if that would work, but he would literally, maybe death. Like my daughter handed me, Jennifer, she was over last night. She handed me a pair of glasses. She's like, Mom, you know, there's always a twist to that shit, right? Like, I'm looking at her like, are you dying or do you feel guilty about something? So, she hands me these glasses and she's like, and Jennifer's bougie, right? Like that bitch likes the expensive shit. So I was like, what's the catch? She's like, no catch. I just thought that they look better on you. Now, I know these are expensive, right? So I was like, so how much were these bad boys? And she's like, don't worry, I didn't buy them when I moved out because I couldn't afford it. Well, I bought them when I lived at home. And I said, all right. And I said, yeah, well, what do you want giving me these things? And she said, well, just a little leeway if I purchase something like clothes and it goes on the credit card. And I said, all right, well, what dollar amount are we talking about? Thanks, Nadia. I appreciate it. And she said, Well, they were about $400, and I just started laughing. I said, how about these are payback from all of the incidentals that you've already charged on my credit card over the last 6 years that I didn't give you permission for, right? That's what I said. And she just giggled. How about that? Those car tags mommy and daddy are paying for in a month or two. How about those brakes you need? Yeah. Anywho, that'll be the day when they get off my payroll. Do they ever get off the payroll? That's the question that I want to ask for all of you who have older children. Are they ever off? Because I think once the kids are off, then the grandchildren get on it, right? Let it out. Cunning. That is a very interesting word, Jackie. I like that word. They are cunning, aren't they? That's a perfect word. I haven't used that word in a long time. Hell to the no, never, ever, ever. Yeah, they don't. I know, they're never off. Shit. Jackie, cunning. Damn it. You still have to marry children? Fuck that. You know what? That's when I say no more. No ma'am. No sir. If you can afford to get married, sorry. Hold on, it says I lost connection. Can you guys hear me? Bronx Anna. It says I've lost connection. No rain. Now there's Cash App. So they ask for Cash Apps. Hey Matt, can you hit me up with a Cash App? Hell no. Bitch, you marrying. I know. It said I was TikTok. Obviously it's gonna be TikTok is having problems. I might go in and go out because it keeps switching back and forth. Connections. Y'all, it keeps going in and out of connections. It could be TikTok. So if it keeps happening, maybe I'll go back in. I was having issues this morning uploading my videos too. So I think it's a TikTok thing. Hello Chantal Vincent. Comment ça va, mon ami? No rain here. Can you guys hear me? Live with us. Shit. Hell no, fat boy. Hell no. You can't see. Hannah, I can't see her the way it's angled. So, just so you know. What happened with my son's teeth? He has wisdom teeth removed. Good morning, Judy. Yeah, it's lagging. It's not on my end, y'all. It's TikTok, I think, because TikTok, I was having issues posting this morning. So if it keeps happening, I'll go in and go back out. Oh no, Nancy, bye. Have a great day, Brian. You too, Nancy. Hi, Mom Tracy. What's up? Hello, Joe. You guys, it's Sunday. It's the day of the football. What else? What else are you guys doing? What they asked for is different. Yeah. I know, Leon. It's like, well, Ma, instead of a Christmas present, or whichever you celebrate, how about you do my breaks? Yeah, I get it. It's gonna happen. And then there's the grandchildren, right? And the grandchildren then become a priority. Ma, Sally and Joe need some clothes. Can you hook them up? Hey, Lainey, you gotta be a little quiet, okay? You're going to the air show in Santa Maria. Good morning, it's in the Bible. Hello, Lisa J. Lisa J, are you the Lisa J that sent me my beautiful letter? And if so, that was super sweet. I got it yesterday. Janet, I'm trying to do as good as you can be. Now, today, Lainey, shh, you gotta whisper, because Auntie's on a show. Watching the Ravens in Tennessee playing in London. In London? Hi, Johnny Wells. I always see you because I have to approve your comment because you always leave rows and rows of hearts. How are you doing since you've been up? That was the other morning. That was yesterday morning, Alyssa. Alyssa, I got up early yesterday because I had Delaney's game was early and I had to get my videos and my run-in. So I was getting up anyway. But I did hear him. So I knew there was a breach in the kitchen living room. Church, yep. I bet a lot of people you out with the church. Hi, Alice. So, anywho, today is a day of running around. Hannah Banana goes home today. Lainey goes home today. And then when I get home, I'm gonna try to relax. But I don't know if that's possible. Grandpa has been a little antsy, fidgety, but the last couple days he has seen people. So the more people he sees within the family, the more anxiety and such we deal with. How's the weather out there today? It's cool right now, but it's gonna be beautiful. Roxanne, I can't complain. It's gonna be more than 60 here. Probably like high 70s, 80s maybe. I haven't looked. Third London game this year, and I have 2 more. So, oh my gosh, that's crazy. Hi from Newfoundland, watching from the Philippines. It's a beautiful day today, you guys. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be mine? Will you be mine? Anxiety is definitely a part of having dementia. Anxiety is with Ed, right? And probably with more people, his anxiety is probably just frustrated because he can't remember. And I think that just increases when he sees family. He gets more confused, more anxious because he's worried. Like yesterday, Mark and Joanne came over. Those of you who have the Patreon got a sneak peek of Joanne, y'all. A sneak peek of Joanne. So if you have the Patreon and haven't watched it yet, do it. It's amazing. So Joanne has agreed to be on. So Dan has gotten some amazing footage, but we gave it to our Patreons first. So you have the first sneak peek before it's released to other people. Tons of video yesterday of her and Ed talking, reminiscing, stories. So I'm sure at some point Dan will be doing that with you guys on the bigger spectrum. Hi, Cindy. Going to Apple Orchard. Yes, I love those places. So, anywho, he was super confused after that. I think it just, makes him more anxious. He's worried about Mark. He was worried about Mark all night. After they left, it was driving me batty. I'm cranky. I'm tired. So I got him doing socks and then coins. And it was the cutest thing because Delaney helped him with that. So I will post one of those as long as I get approval on the bigger spectrum. I never got her face on purpose because, her mom says, hell no. Catherine, yeah, you gotta stock up on the groceries for the son coming home. Hi, Loons, how are you, girl? Getting ready for the work week. Blech. Apple Hill's beautiful, Amy. The only issue is that I won't go on the weekend because it's a freaking zoo and it's miserable. He did, Jackie. He can't do the bigger towels, hi Vicky, because they're just too hard for him. But the small towels he's great at, especially the coins. The coins is good, and it keeps him busy. If I have, so every time I do a load of laundry, which is every day, I start compiling the socks so I don't do them. And then once there's enough, I give it to him. Hi, Kimberly, how are you? Good morning, Fred, how are you? Yeah, I won't go. Okay, I won't go. It's just traffic gets backed up. It's insane. Sundays are the worst, I think. So I avoid that. I avoid that area. So yes, today my plan is after dropping Hannah off, I will most likely come home, sit on my arse, and drink some wine. Hi, London, how are you? What age did Grandpa start losing memory? Steph, probably about 12 years ago. No, he does not need glasses. Hi, Kiki. Oh, thank you. And we talk about that almost every day as far as inspirational things go. When I started this platform, hi Judy. When I started this platform a year ago, I had no idea, what would come out of this. And I didn't think it was gonna last this long or even get a following, let alone, keep still doing it a year later. Because remember, I just hit my year of doing this stuff a week ago. So he lived by himself, anything. So anywho, the amount of letters I get, the amount of messages I get, it's crazy to see the amount of love for me and for what I'm doing. Never thought I would be looked at as an inspiration, a motivator, or anything like that, let alone people enjoying just watching and bantering and just being silly and talking about real life stuff. Yes, a year. Now, I know there's a lot of people who just recently had cataract surgery, Bronx Nana, so it is something that will throw you for a loop. Don't be scared if you're dizzy afterwards. It's like a weird thing from what I heard. A couple of my friends recently have gotten it. I know, Kay did. She did tell me. I did it. Here I am. And the amount of messages I get, thank you. You've given me the will. I told you about that one police officer who was like, I haven't been walking. I needed to. I got hurt in the line of duty. And guess what? You have given me the inspiration to get at it, to do it. I have one nugget. Yes, Joan. She's working out with Hannah right beside me. So sorry when you hear the little chatter. She doesn't know how to be quiet. Trust me, she doesn't know. I know, Kay. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I got a wonderful letter from Lisa yesterday. Just took the time to say thank you. And Lainey, be careful. And I just never thought I would be here. So thank you. And you guys helped me more than you even know. Y'all helped me get to this point in my life where I feel like a badass bitch, right? I've become aware. I've made changes. I have worked on the things that are important to me to become a better person. And social media helped me do that because I'm not gonna spew shit out my ass without making those changes myself. So everything I talk about, everything that I encourage you guys to do are the things that I'm working on myself. Yes, the colors, once you start working on yourself, Jackie, it's a beautiful rainbow in front of your eyes. Now, life is never easy. You're still gonna suffer, you're still gonna do these things, but everything now that comes on my plate, I have moments. Yesterday, I was overwhelmed. Had a lot going on, I had family stress. I had Ed stress. I helped Hannah. She was stressed. So as an empath, you take on their stress because she was trying to get an application in. And then I ended up helping her a little bit after. We had Delaney. And we just had the normal stresses of life, right? And I got through it. And it was beautiful, right? I look back and I was like, it was an accomplishing day. Despite all this stress, my baby's home. I have my nugget, right? Although she's bugging the crap out of me right now. But I woke up with a smile. I woke up with a smile because really, I could have really fallen apart yesterday. And I could have really been an ugly version of myself. But I chose to get it and I chose to appreciate the stress. Well, some of the stress. But yeah, so that's the thing is you have to remember the good things. I'll remember working with Hannah on this stupid application. I am in Italy. Yes, Amy, I don't have grandchildren. This is my niece that's here. And so, I woke up, I did some reflection this morning before I got out of bed. After a big sigh, I'll admit it. I went, look, time to get up and start this day. And it's a little sadness for the day, right? Because I have to drop Hannah off at the airport, and I enjoyed having her home. It was fun. It was just nice. It's always nice to have your babies. Jennifer came over yesterday. Andrew wasn't home. He had plans, but if Wesley had come, he would have cut those plans short to be home with Wes. But because Wes was stressed, he stayed sick, not stressed. He stayed up in Chico. And yeah, you know what happens in Chico stays in Chico. Except last time he went to Chico, he came home with COVID. So not everything stays there. So I'll tell my daughter-in-law has, what are you talking about, Bethany? What's happening? Middle East has a relation with, I'm blessed with 8 grandchildren. Oh, Jackie, I love that. Good old Chico, yeah. I was like, how you doing, girl? So yes, here's the thing. When you're stressed, and I was helping my sister-in-law yesterday, with something. I said, yes, lots of negative, but let's focus on the positive. I was trying to redirect her in the time of need. In the time of stress, I pulled out my bottle of wine and just got to drinking and got to helping Hannah because I knew I needed to calm down a little bit. And it was fine. I liked working with her. And those are the happy moments for me. So again, remember, when you're stressed, when you feel your face contorted, when you feel the energy of anger coursing through your veins, smile. Smile. Yeah, thank God. Yesterday, thank God for wine. I had Ed go, I need Mark. Where's Mark? Mark needs to eat. I'm not eating without Mark. Mark can't afford anything. Mark needs my love, my attention. Well, he didn't say all that, but he was not. I was like, Ed, you were with Mark for 4 hours today. You don't need to do anything. He's fine. He's 65. Yeah, sometimes I start laughing too. He's 65. I don't care how old he is. He still needs to eat. Where'd he go? I need Mark. Get him on the phone. Go pick him up. Help him. So, beyond anger is not good, Bethany. Look for something. So there are bad downfalls to having Mark over. It makes me a little batty. So I gave him socks. I said, calm the fuck down. Give me these socks rolled up and sorted. And next will be the coins. So that worked for a good hour. And then came Mark again. Oh, it was hard. Those are hard moments. So the wine needed to come out. Hannah was yelling at me because she wasn't getting help. I was laughing at her. Jennifer was laughing at her, and she was pissed off at us. So I was laughing because I was stressed. And I just didn't know how she wanted me to help her because some of these things I can't help her with, right? It's her shit. I can't help you. I don't know where you volunteered. Did you help anywhere? Did you do anything? What am I supposed to say? Make it up. I'm not making it up. Make it up. I'm not making it up. Well, fuck. What do you want me to do about it? So, it was a little tense. Just a little, all day long. But we finished it. And, whatever. The joys of parenthood. What a day. So, deep breaths in. And Grandpa put himself to bed last night about 6:45. I think the days that he's with family, it stresses him out. All the anxieties exhaust him. Plus, I gave him chores. Yes, it's pretty much Mark, right? Hi, Sean. Was I clapping? When he went to bed? Well, it was like, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd Grandpa go? Dan's like, yeah, he's in bed. I went, praise the Holy Mother and their unborn sisters. I don't know. Yes, because it was a good moment because I was so beat down. I was tired. And let's remember, sitting on a machine, I hate that. I hate that. Hi, Dodo. Thank you. It's not the only son he remembers, Roman. Let me do a quick Mark clarification. Ed, in the recesses of his mind, remember that everybody's married. In his mind, if you're married, life is beautiful. Everything is the same. He doesn't have to worry, right? He still talks about his other kids. It's the fact that Mark is not married, right? And even though he was for a period of time, he doesn't remember it. And still, even he's divorced, he would still worry even if he had all his faculties. Mark is the only child. So he worries about Mark. Over worries about Mark because he's always kind of like worried about him, right? He used to invite him over for dinner and stuff because, yes, he was worried about Dodo. Thanks, Crochet Queen. No, so I was worried. You know, he's alone. So Ed, in his mind, thinks he needs him, right? And there's often times where you should have seen videos where he says, well, Mark needs me. I'll go stay with him because he's alone. He says that. Yeah, one nugget. One nugget. So that's the issue, is he doesn't like him being alone. And he used to bring him over groceries, and he used to do the things to help in any ways keep him from not feeling alone, you know? So it's not the fact that he's the favorite. It's not the fact that he doesn't remember any other child. It's the fact that Bill and Mark were the biggest worries his whole life. He helped, you know, Bill in many different ways through his whole life, you know? So he was the baby brother, Bill was. So he was always had his own issues that Ed was always helping with. And same with Mark. So those are why it's always in the brain, because it's still the same stuff from long ago, right? That's it. Simple. We believe anyway, but yes, that's why. But he says, Mark needs me. He doesn't need you, he's 65. I don't think he's processing 65 part. Ed also has a processing disorder. So even though he has dementia, there's still, you know, moments where I can see he's not listening, just like in the olden days, you know, before complete memory loss. I always give you the example of, you know, he would come over, each kid, 3 kids I have, right? How was school today? Grandpa had the biggest booger. Okay, that's great. How were the tests? Did you have any tests? Yes, I failed all of them. Oh, that's good to hear. Everything else okay? No, I feel really sad today. Okay. And then he would go on to the next kid. Y'all, he didn't process. His brain was already to the next kid. And he's still the same way. That's why it's hard, because he's not only his dementia, but he also struggles. So I know when he's not processing versus dementia. When you're around him enough, you know. And he's fucking stubborn as shit. Stubborn as shit. So he was really feisty. Dan posted a video yesterday, and I saw how he was like, I will not take a shower. I will not do this. You guys, that's Grandpa. That right there, if you saw that video that Dan posted, that is Grandpa, how he was normally, you know? He was very, you know, stubborn, very, nope, controlling, very, it's my way, and fuck you and your highway, right? Yes, go Niners. Yes, Lauren, sorry. So, you know, entitled, now, I'm just the dill, of course, and I get reamed for just being the dill. Entitled, I wouldn't call it entitlement, but kind of, right? Because he felt the need that it was his children. He could come over at any time of the day or night. doesn't matter what we think. He didn't care about our feelings, right? So he goes, oh shit. No more fecal matter in the bathtub, I hope, Dad. So my poor friend, January, is having some struggles with her mother. Her mother has dementia. And I have seen a decline, right? And she obviously has seen the decline as well. Her head's not in the sand. So things have gotten worse at her house, different things. And so there's a bit of family stress. And when there's a bit of family stress, it makes the caregiving job so much more difficult. So y'all take a couple minutes and just give her all the powers necessary to get through the next couple days. Where's your wedding picture? I would love to see you both. I don't know. Dodo, are you still here? Where did you see that picture? An medication for, no, just Jules. So basically the medication, the medication for dementia, I think, is mostly for the beginning stages of people on it, right? I don't know if age has anything to do with it. I don't know enough about it. So, but no, Grandpa is not, because he's 91, right? It's not for him. Dan Facebook. So there's a picture on Dan's Facebook of us. Somebody said over here. Judy said. Circumstances do change, Linda. He is so, hi, pecan baby. Yeah, the feistiness. So Mary, that is the true Ed-like manner. When I laughed, because that people don't realize, right? You don't see a lot of that in him, but there are moments that it does come out. Yes. So Miss Connie, if it's not for her, it must be for the younger diagnosis people. He doesn't like it, Kelly. Sometimes he sees me drinking it. He never asks for it. Sometimes you offer, he says, no, I don't want alcohol. He's never been an alcohol drinker. Once in a while, he would grab a beer, but he's not a drinker at all. I learned so many things yesterday listening to Joanne talk her stories and stuff like that. And he would know, Kelly. I couldn't tell him it was grape juice. He would know. You can't lie to him about those things. He's still cognizant enough to be able to distinguish between wine and grape juice. So I've learned so much, and it was so great. So I'm hoping that I kind of helped Joanne realize, because I told her, Dan's like, Mom, and she's like, no, I don't want to be, and I was like, Joanne, if you don't feel comfortable with it, let him record it for the memories, for your kids' future, your grandkids' future. And if you're okay with it, then think about it. And so I think she got so involved into telling these stories. It was so amazing. So amazing. Oh yeah, at my best. He's stubborn as an ox. He's the love that you're feeling, I think, is that you see the sweetness he has, right? You see the sweetness he has, right? He was never that calm, never as sweet as he is for a majority of the day. I mean, like, again, I don't want to paint this picture that he's like that all day long, because he's not. He has moments of every emotion, feistiness, anger, frustration, sweetness, Yes, T-Man, he loves me. He loves me. And I think that's his way of constantly appreciating, knowing, I think he remembers us. I think he remembers our relationship before. Because I've been around for 30 years, And so he constantly dotes on me. Constantly is a doter. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you're doing for me. I really appreciate it. What can I do for you? Is there anything I can help you with? I think those are his ways to tell me, in the ways that he can, that I get it. Because sometimes when I say, well, I take care of you, and he says, well, I wouldn't do that. Or he'll say funny shit. He loved Hannah. Wasn't that the cutest fucking thing ever? I mean, if you don't cuss, fuck, that was cute. That was the time to do it. He cannot be told no. No, he hates that. He hates that. And like, Dan started laughing in that video. I watched it this morning. It showed up on my feed. And you could hear Dan going, woo, Lord, give me the strength not to fight back. Because they're triggers. We are triggered. We're humans. Yes, you don't experience all the stuff, and it's impossible to experience all of it. But the people who experience it or have know that there are these sweet moments we are lucky to have, but there's also the moments that aren't so sweet and that try your patience and frustrate the shit out of you. And then there's those moments of clarity. Like yesterday, and I don't know, again, I'm like, all right, what did he do yesterday? And me and Dan were like, wow, that was pretty cool. And you have those accomplishments, you feel like you accomplished something. When he remembers Hannah's name, when he remembered Dylan's name the other night, it was like just out of the blue. And then he said something last night once he calmed down, and what did he say? I don't remember, but it was like, Dan's like, holy shit, he's just doing so good. He has those moments of, clarity, which he really didn't have very much. So then I'm like, is it because of me? Is it because of me giving him the little things to do, making his mind work? Maybe it's getting stronger. I don't know if that's possible, but it's so coincidental that helps. I think having the grandkids help around. I think Lainey, y'all, I'm gonna get clarification from her mom, but I did a good job with her. I said, don't turn around, because it's the cutest thing watching him interact with her. You've seen the interactions with Hannah. So I think sometimes with all that combined, is it helping? Is it helping? I don't know, but it feels like it is for moments. For moments. He called Jennifer yesterday. Looked at Jennifer and said, Jen. And we were all like, I said, did he just call you Jen? She's like, yeah. Sometimes it's Hannah or Danielle. Most everybody's Danielle when he gets confused. But there's more moments of clarity. He said, I don't think he called Hannah Danielle a couple times, but he pretty much, and then he sees me and he goes, wait, not Danielle, Hannah, So we're like, what? What? Yay! Yeah, I don't know. I think it's Bronx Nana doesn't, I don't really know, but I think it's hard no matter what. There's brain deterioration no matter what. It's hard no matter what, The brain deteriorates in each disease. Cheryl. I know you're trying to be kind with that comment. Yes, he was always bored. No shit. And he never said he was bored or lonely. Because there's one thing he's not, Cheryl, is he's not lonely. Because me and Dan and the animals are by his side every day. So that is kind of unfair. Those words are unfair. He would not love to go on vacation. He's 91, he has dementia, and it's the worst thing that we could do for him is to take him on vacation out of a stable element. I'm staying home with him for Thanksgiving because I don't want him in a hotel room overnight. I don't want to upset his confusion, anxiety any more than that. So no, not a nice thing to say at all. Bored, yes. But Cheryl, if you've been around here long enough, you would know that up until recently, Ed never wanted to do anything that I have now been giving him to do. It hasn't been until recently that he's had the capacity to do or wanted to do the things that I have asked. So another unfair statement. So now that he has those things, it gives us a little break, number one. And it gives him some mind stimulation, hand stimulation. What? Probably in my bag. So unfair statements, unfair. Be respectful for the caregivers. Be respectful for the hard work they try to do to keep their person active, to keep them entertained, and to keep them calm. Thanks, Jessica. Hi, Karen. So, anywho, there you have it. How come no hugs? Well, Marley, it's as simple as this family doesn't do that. This family has never been huggers. This family has never said, I love you. My husband doesn't even say I love you to me. It's not that, actions and words sometimes are two different things. This family does things. You know you're loved. How do you know? Shit. Hurry up. Okay. Let me get, Mark's going to the ER. Hold on. Oh, he's taking the Porsche. Never mind. It might connect to the Porsche. Anyhow. So maybe, yeah. So y'all, just try to be a little bit more understanding when you don't know, especially how dynamics work within our house. Everybody has different ways. Everybody's family dynamics is different. Oh, hi, Xander. Good. Would he want a camera in his face? Yes. 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 Xander, thank you for the money, but that seems weird that you're criticizing me and giving me money to make money off of discussing it all the time. Xander, it's called life. Xander, it's called our journey. And Xander, he too is a doctor. And if you are new here, maybe that's why you don't know. But there has been many videos of him saying, supporting the fact that if there's anything he can do to help him, and if he is surviving and making a living because of the things he does for Grandpa, he's all for it. He's a doctor. If people can learn, if people can love and see how we're doing it, of course he would want his kids to do it. There's nothing more in his life that he wants to do than help his kids. Help his kids. Dan got a video of him the other morning saying the very same thing. Dad, you're a famous doctor. Well, that's not true. How am I famous? Because I put you on our show. He's like, well, people don't really know me. Ha 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 ha. And he says to him, guess what? If you can do that, and if I help you financially and anything else, then that's great. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. Here's the thing. If we thought, we started this journey during the pandemic. My husband did. It was Dan who did it. And he said, what a time. Let's do it. Let's figure it out. Let's show what we do. Let's show others who are doing it that we can do it. They can do it. Let's show them the ins and outs. And it's helpful to so many people in the same situation. It's so helpful. We get thank yous countless times a day from saying thank you. I felt so alone. You don't think Ed would want to help like that? Ed is the helper. And if you can see every video, you can see that in him. You can see his willingness to support and help others. He wouldn't have any problems with it. So there you have it. It's not a bad thing. He loves his kids, and if he could support his kids financially without just doing this, Yes, yes. You know, he would love it. And you know what else? If he remembered every day, we remind him, and sometimes he says, oh, the show, because that's how we refer to it. He wouldn't even ever say anything, you know. Well, you're making money? Good for you. Good for you. I'm glad I can help. Good for you. So, choices of life, thank you. I appreciate that. And you know, some people, like Xander, maybe doesn't know. You know, hasn't been around enough to know. Now, you know, there are times, okay, really quick, because I know people are worried about Mark. We think he has a kidney stone. So he apparently went to the ER last night. So Dan, he's back home, but Mark's in pain. So Dan is going to pick him up and bring him back. That's what you do for family. So right there is showing love, right? He doesn't have to hug Mark. He doesn't have to tell him I love you. Right there is a sign of love. Thank you, Mary Lee. So, no, and he's in pain. Mark hasn't felt well in a while, and I'm wondering if it's been a combination of all that stuff. You're such a star. I'm not a star. I'm not a star. I'm not a star. I'm just a housewife, a caregiver, a mom, trying to get through the day-to-day shit that I do. Karen, yes. Dr. Dave is typically one of the first people we go to. Oh, no. Xander, I was just like so confused. Thank you again. You didn't have to do that, honey. But thank you again. I just was so confused because it felt like kind of like an attack, and you gave me a gift, and I was like, I'm so confused. But no, I appreciate it. And you didn't have to do that again. You could have just given me a cute little note. I appreciate that. And yeah, and it's one of those things that it's hard to understand, but if you've watched enough, you would understand, you know, you would get it. I'm real as shit, Slick. You know that, girl. Do you have a family? I do have a family. I don't have a mom. I don't have a dad. I lost both of them aggressively on different ends of the spectrum. My mom to lung cancer, my dad to a self-inflicted gun wound. Most of my family on my mom's side is in Nashville, Tennessee, where I was conceived and born. And then my dad's side is in New York. So new news about New York is that Jennifer and Andrew are going to New York for Thanksgiving for my dad's side of the family. How cool is it that, you know, I think I've talked about it before with the struggles that I've had with my dad's side of the family, just always being an outcast, feeling like, you know, I belong. I'm that puzzle piece that's missing in this family. I look like them. I act like them. I am them, at least 50%. So I do have brothers. And so when we went to my brother's wedding, one of my cousins bonded with my children. Big ol' Adam, teddy bear, just loved all my kids. And Andrew went and saw him, and in Santa Barbara, they live by coastal, and they talk. Andrew plays video games with his son, Ben. My fucking heart is swelling. My heart is swelling. So Adam's like, come on, let's come to New York with the kids. I'm like, I can't. I have the duties of taking care of Grandpa. I'm staying with Grandpa. No, Andrew went to Andrew went down and drove down and spent a weekend with his brother, Adam's brother, Josh, my other cousin. So it's their second cousins, right? Andrew's second cousin, right? I don't know. How does that work? First cousin? No, he's my first cousin. So he's Andrew's second cousin. Bye, Linda. Have a great day. Yes, Judy. And everybody's different, right? My mom's side of the family, my dad's side of the family, big huggers and kissers. Salingers, no. So anyhow, they talk every day. So Andrew was like, I can afford to go. I'll go. You know, he's like, do you mind if I take your kids? And I said, no, if they want to go. So Andrew has expressed interest in being, I lost connection again on TikTok. Aw, thanks, Fresh Air. Hold on, TikTok. Hold on, TikTok. TikTok's being unstable. At least we made it a little bit further. Sorry, TikTok again, y'all. So Jennifer, of course, can't afford a $1,000 ticket because that's what it costs to go to New York for Thanksgiving. So Adam was like, you guys want to come? Let's go. So Andrew paid for his ticket. I think he paid for Jennifer's ticket, but I think he's going to end up paying Andrew back because, But then Hannah's like, well, nobody invited me, which was crappy. She's like, I wouldn't have gone anyway, but it would have been nice. You know what, Jane? I don't really know. Most of my family live in the city, but Adam lives, I don't know where he doesn't live in the city. I don't really know where he lives, exactly which town. So Andrew might be staying with Ben, which is his son, in the city, but I'm not sure. I don't really know exactly. Josh is Dan's half brother. Yes. Let's start. Yes, Deidre. And I always get a little sadness. Like, I'm kind of like, are the kids close to Grandpa Salinger too? My kids, Karen, my kids are probably, Grandpa spent the most time with my kids, I would say. Mostly my kids. And his oldest grandson, Aaron, the guy who, he's a mess. He's has addictions and he's never gotten out of that circle. So it's really fucking sad, right? We have problems just like everybody else. So he's Aaron's one of the smartest human beings on the planet. And he got addicted to Oxy with a back injury and then went to heroin and then heroin and then more heroin and God knows what he's doing now. They don't think it's heroin because he's gotten heavy, but he will always struggle. He'll be 40 this month. So he's been unfortunate in that, just that horrible lockdown of addiction. So, Deidre, I love it. Thank you. I am. So, but other than Aaron, my kids are probably the closest kids to him because he was here every day, 7 days a week. And still since they were babies. Are they close to him? You can't really be close to him. He's never, like I said, you have to remember, hi Michelle, at 36. And honestly, I'm surprised he's still alive. Slick, Aaron. I'm surprised he's still alive. Dan spent many years trying to help him, and it just was a lot of wasted time. Dan doesn't look at it as wasted. I look at it like wasted for different reasons that we won't go into. But anywho, Ed's very surface. He's not deep, so it's really hard to connect in those ways, Kathy, that you're talking about. Hi from Holland, Miranda. Howdy, Plucker. I'm going 5'3" on the treadmill. I've been running for almost an hour. She is. She is close to me, but she also looks like Daniel. So, David has 13 years. It's got to be the worst loss ever. It's like, I get it. So again, when you talk to Grandpa, his brain, he's ADHD. So his brain's already formulating onto the next question, and he doesn't think. So, in my opinion, not close, right? Because you can't be close. Karen, was Grandpa always this close to you all 26 and 30 years ago? Close. Define close. Define close. He was here 7 days a week. Sorry, I keep calling you Kathy instead of Karen. He's surface level, you know, he doesn't process, never has processed. So you can't really have like bonding type conversations, you know, there's not really too much empathy, you know, it's just a different type of empathy. So close in that way, no. Mental closeness, no. Physical closeness, yes. Hi, Grandpa, you know, as grandkids, you know, do. You know, he's always in their faces. You know, give Grandpa a kiss. You know, the kids were always like, Hannah was always like, all right, on the cheek. He would always try to get her on the lips. Only cheek, Grandpa, or she would point to her forehead. Andrew would let him, and Jennifer was like, hell no. Hi from Indiana, thank you. Dementia. Hey, Suze, how are ya? Was he different with his second wife? No. Grandpa's a very hard person. He was a hard person, and there's moments of hardness where his old ways keep shining. And sometimes you just have to laugh because, I told y'all, Salinger brains need to be studied after they die, because very interesting to me. Always been interesting to me, by the way. Yeah, right? It's just a hard way to say. Close, but not close. He's very surfacey. Was he diagnosed only 2 years ago? He was never formally diagnosed. We saw it happening, right? You can see it. Things happening, like he would forget how to go home, started getting more frequent. He was getting tickets on the road, red light violations. He was like, Hannah, one time, this was the last time I allowed him to drive Hannah around, because sometimes he would take them to go get like, a McDonald's ice cream or something. And Hannah came home and she said, so Grandpa dropped his phone, you know, he picks his lips, you know, he has a stick shift. She's like, literally, he took his eyes off the road to bend down to get the phone, no hand on the steering wheel. And Hannah at 13, 14 took the wheel. No more, abort the mission. She's like, that was the scariest ride. I have to ask to see if she remembers that. Jamie, don't look at that as a failure. You know, my addiction of exercise started when I became anorexic. I'm happy I'm still doing something. But, you know, there's pros and cons to my addiction. I can't go a day without, you know, so that's the mental part of the disease. But yeah, so there's the response for Grandpa. So, you know, we saw these signs, and then as years, you know, progressed, because it was kind of slow, he would fall, and Mark started taking care of him, picking him up for lunch. Once we knew, we took away his license, and then Mark would pick him up, hang out with him for a couple hours, and then drive him back home. But there were many times Mark would pick him up as we started getting near of him moving in, you know, big gashes, didn't remember what was happening. And so that's when we said, no more, he's got to go. So the doctors believe he has vascular dementia. And, you know, he never wanted to go through testing. It's extensive, you know, testing to get labeled or to get diagnosed is so extensive, and he didn't want to do that. So we just, and what's the point? Do you really need a diagnosis? I don't know. My friend's mom did, but she was willing to do it. Doctor thinks it's vascular, I believe. Although my parents are very aggressive, and I'm sorry about that. You know, there's moments of aggressiveness that I have with Ed. Not aggressive like physically, but aggressive in his demeanor. You know, like he wanted to walk outside the day before, and when he's really pissed off. Yes, and Jamie, I believe there's so much stress that goes with it, 100%. It's too expensive and why? I know, Chantal. We just taken some breaks because the kids have been here. And, I just gotta have family time. I don't get to see my kids enough, my girls enough. So, that comes first. But maybe today, if not tomorrow, for sure. Our normal live days are Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So as far as that goes, with the, it was so slow. So, and now of course it speeds up, but he's also 91. So it's like, how much does age also contribute to the declines? No, the kids are not. So Jennifer's in law school, and Hannah's trying to apply to get into graduate school. Has anyone else in Dan's family had dementia? Not that we know of, or not that I know of. Danielle, do you ever resent? Resent's a really powerful word, Laura. I don't ever resent taking care of Grandpa. I would never use that. I think at the beginning it was hard and I didn't want to do it, for those of you that heard my story. But resent, no. Do I get tired? Yeah. Do I get frustrated? Yeah. And we've had him for about a month, so we haven't had any respite, right? We haven't had any respite. So I'm starting to feel it. I'm feeling the drag, the emotional drag of it, because, some days I'm dragging to get my stuff done. And here's an example, because y'all know I share my truths. I had Zoom on 3 days ago, and I was in the kitchen and trying to prepare dinner and cleaning up and doing my stuff, and I was tired. I was just done from the day, and Grandpa was going, his normal sundowning, dinner time. Is there anything I can do to help? No. Is there anything I can do to help? No. Is there anything, repeatedly, every 2 seconds he's up, sitting down, asking, and no, sit down, that helps. So my Zoomies are like, just give him his coins, give him his towels. And I'm like, no, it takes energy to give him something. Plus it was right close to dinner time, and then I didn't want to clean it up. Plus I had no towels ready. I had no socks ready. I had nothing ready. So it just takes extra effort. They're like, put the coins out. I was like, no, because then he'll have to wash his hands. It's a big ordeal. It's like sometimes to give him the most simplest things when you are struggling just to do the basic, things like dinner and cleaning. It was just too much for me at that moment. It was just too much energy that I just didn't have, on top of everything else I was doing. So, it happens. It happens. It happens. And all of your men said I would resent him barging into my room. That doesn't bother me. My room has always been an open door. Thank you for your honesty. Of course, Laura. I mean, my whole thing is I don't want to paint a false narrative. I'm going to give you my faults. I'm going to tell you the things I don't do well all the time, because that's the truth behind caregiving. And my Zoomies, were like, give him something to do. No, I'm not in the mood. It takes energy. It even takes energy sometimes to even do that, because then I have to undo all these, whatever. Yes, I was failing at that moment. I was stubborn and I was tired. And yes, keeping amused is a bit much sometimes. Hi, Orlando. And that's normal, y'all. That's normal. Yes, he can read. He doesn't, and people are always like, label things, label that. Y'all, he doesn't read the fucking labels. He doesn't even read the label on his door that I have. Everybody's like, put the name on his door. I put the fucking name on his door, and he still asks what room it is his. He's never paid attention to the basic things like that. And he's not gonna do it. All right, Hannah's getting pissed off. Okay, I'm almost done. I almost at 6 miles. Sometimes, I do it for you guys to prove points sometimes that it doesn't work. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Not everything works. I do, Jamie. And I yelled at my Zoomies, playfully, of course. I was like, no! Sit down, Ed! I'm not in the mood right now. You have to be in the mood. You have to be in the mood to give them stuff. Stuff has to be ready. And it's hard for him to listen to. So that screws up the processing. Hi, Freddie. 6 miles, yeah. Yeah, so I put the fucking name on the door because everybody was, fuck you, Christine. Just kidding. I did, because sometimes I'm like, y'all look, and you notice in every video, I kind of show what room is mine. Look, Ed, your name's on the door. He doesn't even look. He just opens it up. That's kind of like, see, doesn't work, y'all. But people don't pay attention to that. Okay, love you, chicken. Peace out, have fun with the dad. She asked the same questions 50 times. Yeah, so when I show you guys the Ed on the door that he doesn't see, that's kind of like a see. What now? Labels? Fuck the labels. If your children are overwhelming, so is caregiving for adults with issues. I don't know if I agree with that statement. Life is overwhelming, Wanda. It doesn't mean it detracts or takes away from parenthood and or caregiving. I don't agree with that. I mean, what parent does not go through feeling overwhelmed? What parent does not feel frustrated at times I've made many mistakes as a parent. I've done things that I regret, but I didn't know any better, right? As you age, you get the wisdom necessary to see, well, shit, what did I do that for, And wish I could go back and change the things that I did or said based on my wisdom now at 49. I don't think life, who's not overwhelmed, right? I mean, that's a basic human function when you are put in situations, which is life, right? Being a single mom, overwhelming, right? You don't have somebody to bounce ideas off of or get the support. Having children with illnesses, fucking overwhelming. It's sad. It's hard. Taking care of a sick spouse, same thing. But yes, life is overwhelming. I don't think that changed. I'm overwhelmed. I don't think that has yes, it has a reflection of my behavior at the time, right? At the time, I was overwhelmed in that moment. So everything else being thrown at me is overwhelming. But not all days are like that. Not all days are like that. Hi, Beth. Hi, Beth. I could just keep running. My daughter's infringing upon my time. Go home, Hannah. Life is full of, I don't think I've met one person in this lifetime who has said, I've never been overwhelmed at times, right? I've never lost my shit. I've never yelled at my kids. I've never yelled at my spouse. I've never yelled at my loved one that I take care of with dementia, illness, or anything like that. It's not possible. That's not possible. And if you are that perfect, which I doubt you are, drop your name below. Life is hard, bitches. And everybody has their moments. Everybody has their moments. Everybody. I just don't, sometimes comments just irk me. Only because it's like, how can you say something like that to people, that have given us, sacrificed? You guys, I'm sacrificing, for my husband. I don't look at it as a sacrifice for Ed. I look at it that I'm sacrificing, hi Goodman, for my husband. My freedom, y'all, my freedom. This was the decade of freedom. I have one kid at home. I was supposed to be traveling. We were supposed to just be able to get away whenever we wanted to. And now things are at a standstill, as if we have a young child to care for, a farm, whatever, that you can't leave because it takes a village to run it. I am sacrificing for my husband to help take care of his family. I sacrifice even more for Mark when I don't get my respite, right? I'm not getting it. I haven't gotten it. So it takes more work for me to gather my wits, because it's exhausting. Dan sacrifices his dignity for his inside out shorts. Pecan baby, if you only knew, this child of mine, my husband, sometimes he walks out of the house and sometimes I just want to have a thank you. Just let me finish and we'll get back to Dan. Sometimes I just want to thank you. Sometimes I would just love a thank you from maybe the family, from maybe, anybody. Just the thank you. Thank you. Joanne, can I please stop? For what, Joanne? What did you want me to stop for? What did you? Oh, get off social media. Oh, we got 2 back-to-back trolleys. Yes, showers, shoes. I believe this is my problem, social media. Oh. Shower shoes, reflection is key to life. Reflection is important to see. I think you, my friend, need to find a new hobby. Let me tell my daughter, Hannah, I'm not done, but you can get off you can get on the treadmill. Just tell Lainey she's got to chill for a minute. So please take time. It's really hard to take the time. It's really hard for me to take time. And there's a lot of intricacies that I really don't want to get into right now. But, for me, it's hard. I do, like, I go get cupping. I do things like that. I'll go to the casino and take, a couple of hours just to delve into my no thought process. It's not easy, you guys. It's not easy to take time. Dan is not a great communicator either, and so half the time I don't know what the hell he's doing. Half the time he's gone, and I'm like, where'd you go? I was going somewhere. And it is what it is. It is what it is. I get neglected. Oh, what did Carol say? Oh, Carol. Was she the negative Nelly who said, please stop? Was she that one? Yeah, the beautiful inside people who say, oh, he's better off in a home. Yeah, that's smart. At a community sees he's been half-time at work. No. No, and Dan has not. We're all going to get old. No shit, Sherlock. No shit, we're all getting old. Isn't that kind of obvious? Captain Obvious? Hi, Nicole T. We miss you too. Probably be ignored and mistreated, and he would die. He would die. He would die. Not to say there's not people who that's what they have to do. And I don't begrudge you for doing those, because not everybody can do what we're doing, nor has a family, that allows that type of care with small kids and stuff like that. But it is, it's, for us, that's not an option. Ed would die within months if he was turned over to a long care facility. That's it, plain and simple. Burden of response, sacrifice, those are harsh, caring reality. Yeah, and you know, I don't want to make people feel bad, Kelsey, about, you know, not having the ability to care for their loved ones, because it happens, and there are some good places out there. I get it. We are fortunate to be able to help him, but Ed would die. Ed would die. It's very hard, Beth. It is a thankless job. Literally a thankless job. Yay, Jeb, do it. From high school, was my mom's nurse. Aw, that was nice, Goodman. Hi, Katie. If I were Ed, I'd be so happy to have you. You know, he is happy, fresh air. Honestly, he is happy. I can say that with all my heart. He's happy. Even in the midst, hi, Arissa. Hi, Tess. Even in the midst of our frustration with him, even in our midst with our sadness at times, you know, even in the midst of our crazy, you know, he wouldn't want it any other way. Any other way. That's Ed. You know, he likes almost conflict. You know, sometimes he does better when him and that's his behavior. That's his mannerisms. Everything was an argument. I was trying to say, yes, we see when he's happy. Yes, he's happy. He's happy. You know, as caregivers, you do the best you can. And, you know, some days we aren't the best. And some days we don't want to caregive. Some days we want to be left alone. And some days I say, Ed, not right now. Ed, don't talk. Don't talk. Not now. All right. 30 seconds later. Nope. I just want, nope. One thing, nope. One question, nope. Is there anything you know, and sometimes I have to walk out because I don't want to yell. I don't want to take it out on him. But I'm not that lucky all the time. I'm not that lucky. I'm not that lucky. And either is most caregivers, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers. Nobody else is that way. The nurses come to wrap my legs. Say that 2 months is the average hospice duration because you lose. Yeah. Yes, Ashley. And so does Dan's mom get around as well. She is as smart as a whip. She's 87. She doesn't like to drive far anymore. She got into a little fender bender a couple weeks back, so it's made her even more nervous. So now that we've had Ed mostly, Mark kind of is her go-to, you know, so Mark picks her up, like, so if we invite Joanne over, Mark comes along because that's how she gets here. It is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. So he helps her a lot. He takes her things, gets her medicine, and, you know, he's a caregiver in different ways. Slick, he remembers, but not very often. Not very often. And that's okay. You know, we don't spark up the remembrance for that stuff because it's not always important, right? It was hard as well. Yeah, you didn't want to yell, but you have to. You had to. Hi, TikTok. Totally different. Totally different. I mean, he does have similarities. I was telling everybody, we just talked about that TikTok, but there's a video yesterday that Dan posted where he's very adamant, arguing. That was him, real life. Missed it. The second wife is not still living. Ed was hard. He's ADHD. He had processing disorder, very surface level. Loved his family. Very compassionate about visiting his family, no matter time, day, or whether or not it was good for that family. That was it. That was the real life head right there. In that moment, that's what he was like. That's okay. Bye. He does, Janice. He typically always remembers my name, which is really crazy. Had to mention I got her. She was happy-go-lucky. That's nice. You know, Ashley, he's never had any sort of fern in his life, and the family wouldn't ever. Dan would never. You know, he's already walking weird. He's already walking with a shuffle. It would just be too unnerving to try those things for him. But I'm glad, and I know Chris and Mary. I know Mary does that too. Hi, Tasha. Thank you. Hi, Lemonhead. So yeah, so you know, it's up to the provider. Like people are like melatonin, but he wanders all night long. That's all we need. We're already afraid of falls, you know. Yes, so I have this page that you're on right now, which is my live page, Mrs. D-Cell NorCal 3. My main account is Mrs. D-Cell NorCal with no 3 or nothing else. I have almost 600,000 followers, so double check to make sure you're following the right account. There's a lot of me out there now these days, and it's not me. And there's a lot of Salinger Farm stuff, not us. Dan has one account on TikTok, one account on YouTube, D-Cell NorCal, that's it. And he's got like 1.8 million followers. So double check before you like and follow, you guys, because there's a lot of fakes out there, a lot of people stealing videos from us, reposting old videos, and it's very frustrating. Hi, Charles, how are you? I think I'm gonna be done here in a bit. Do quick little arms, and then I'm gonna be done. So, oh my gosh, I posted a video on a Patreon, which is our subscription page, app, whatever. And it was Hannah coming home, and the dogs heard her and me, and it was the cutest thing ever. It's so cool. You know, there's nothing like coming home, you know, to the animals, that unconditional love. Mrs. D-Cell NorCal and yes. So Mrs. D-Cell NorCal and Mrs. D-Cell NorCal 3 are the only accounts I have on TikTok. That's it. No double L's, no anything else. I do own Mrs. D-Cell NorCal 2. I needed that as I just haven't needed it. Mr. and Mrs. has been pissing me off. And I have been reporting them or writing, you know, thanks for stealing our videos, you know, get a life from your account, your pic, asking me to chat on Telegram. Yes, not me. There's also, I noticed that, those of you on YouTube, you need to know that there is a Telegram or a Telegram or whatever, and it's a picture of me saying, respond to me here. Don't respond. That's not me. I would never do that, you guys. I don't have enough time to telecommunicate with people. It is somebody using me to get you guys to communicate with them. And I went through and reported them nonstop. So Dan's is D-Sal NorCal. D-Sal NorCal. Yeah, and they went on like my YouTube. And by the way, I do, Goodman, notice anything different? Notice anything different? See? Dr. Ed, ADHD. Yes, he was ADHD his whole life, never got diagnosed. Dan got diagnosed in his 40s, and he was like, oh, and then the family was like, well, no shit. Sometimes you don't need a formal diagnosis to know somebody's ADHD. So, yeah. I think some of you have heard me complaining about this lately. There was 3 nails that just were popping off, and I was tired of gluing them on. My nails are changing. No, my nails came off yesterday, and I cut them. So I popped the other ones off. And what's sad, there was only one that I really struggled with. Something is changing in my body, so my nails are not staying on. So what do I do? What do I do? Hi, Sherry. Yeah, so go figure. So my nails are sore, and I will probably get them back on because I just can't function without, you know, no nails. But, you know, one less chore. No. Yeah, my nails. My dip powder is not staying on. So then I'm hoping that I do dip. So I don't know what's happening, my hormones. This happened to me once upon a time when I was in my early 30s and doing another shift in hormonal imbalance or changes. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. What do I do? I don't know. So I may just wait like a couple months. I may just have her put a clear coat of like gel on or something and just keep them like this. But something's not right in my hormonal oily imbalance, I guess, because they're not staying on. And this is the second time. I used to be able to keep these on 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. And like within 2 weeks, they're popping off. So, oh yeah, Bella, I'm in it. I actually had like my period this week for like 10 days. What the hell? What's that? I've never had a period for 10 days. Oh, weird, Goodman. Morning, Craig. How are you? So I might just let him breathe for a bit until I just feel naked, y'all, without my nails. I feel naked. So I don't know what I'll do. I don't know. Hormones too. Yeah. My lady was like, "What's happening?" I said, "I don't know, Lynn. I don't know." So hello, Ash. Welcome. It blew recently. Yeah. They were my real nails. Just with the dip powder on them to keep them strong. But yeah, they're popping off, and I'm not going to keep paying and going in every 2 weeks. So so I might just, cause they're so weak, I might just get a manicure and just have her, put a little sheer, gel on, which will end up coming off, but at least it'll give me a little bit of, I don't know, fuck, it's my life. I don't do it without nails, y'all. It feels weird. I can't pick. I can't lift things up. And especially when they're sore, Ugh. So I'm unhappy right now. Very unhappy. So we'll see what happens when I go in next week. Good morning from Maui. Popping off. Maybe it's because I'm popping. Maybe it's because I'm a popper-offer. Sherry, TikTok is acting really weird too today. It took me forever to upload my videos. My nose is running. I need to blow it. And, whatever. I wish, Sleepy, I swear, this is horrible. This is horrible. Sorry, that was rude. I could have blown my nose off the camera. Excuse me for a minute while I pick my boogers. Aloha. How are you all in Maui? How bad is it? It's just so sad. Oh, God. I haven't been there in 17 years. So if I do go in the near future, I'm going to really, 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 really be sad. Did not see your daughter Hannah after that. Do you usually do these lives on your YouTube? I do both, Ashley. I do YouTube and TikTok every day, mostly, unless I have something going on. Sorry, that's boogers. Digging for boogies. Yep, boogies. With State Farm. Oh, to go as an adjuster. I bet they're busy. But what a place to be. It's gonna be really sad though. Snowbirds might be flying in soon for the holidays. Snowbirds in my nose. Of course, Ashley. I try to talk to everybody. And those that I don't want to talk to, I don't. But I try to. He just claims, yeah, sorry, that's gross. I don't care. Ask me if I care. I don't. Summer's not, what else? My eyes are itching this morning. My eyes, y'all, are itching. I had a kitty in my eye in the middle of the night. Donnie Brasco was in there. I don't know what he was doing. He was purring, but his nose was in my eyeball, this one, and it's really itchy. Ashley, I can be besties with a lot of people on here. Everybody who mirrors my personality, definitely we could have fun and get into a lot of trouble. Yeah, I do. Pick 'em, flick 'em, and never stick 'em. Y'all, speaking of boogers, I was upstairs when Andrew was, recovering from his wisdom teeth. And I saw something on a side table. Now, I told y'all about my booger saving when I was younger. People can use this damaging your nails. Oh yeah, it is, Jane. It's damaging. Well, I was like, son, what's on your side table? Guess what he said? A booger. A what? I mean, that one looked hard enough to flick. Why did we stick it, Ashley? He stuck it on the corner of his end table. You rub it, dry it out, the little bit of wetness, and then you flick it. You flick it. Come on, I am a professional booger flicker. I am. Sorry. Totally. And he looked at me, and I said, that's how you do it. Please don't stick your shit on my furniture that I bought. We don't do that. We rub it, and we flick it. We don't stick it. So, girl, I'm with you on that. I mean, come on, y'all. Ugh, gross. What? Stop acting like you don't rub it and flick it. Roll it and flick it. It's a roll. Pick, little bit juicy. You got to get it dry and then flick it. That's what you do. And if you don't know that, you're welcome. I just taught you how to get rid of the boogers when you pick your nose in the morning time, especially in your car because you don't have any freaking tissue paper in there. So if you always have that problem, you don't have this tissue paper when you go to the fast food restaurants, and I know you guys are eating pubic hairs every day. Who's eating the pubes? Yes, pubes are in your... Anyhow, you keep the napkins so you don't have to pick it and flick it. Pick it and flick it. Did you see? I picked Grandpa's boogie the other day. Honestly, in all honesty, I didn't realize I thought it was just the way he was talking to me, and I just see this fluttering. And man, I took it, and it just kept coming and coming, and I went, ooh. Well, that was a long ass boogie. But see, it was hard at the tip, so I was able to flick it very quickly. You see that? Yeah, I was like, move it because I got to go too. Boogers and pubes. Okay, so just the pube thing for those of you who don't know about the pubes. Here's a secret for you. We talked about this months ago, but I know some of you are new. If you're eating burgers from fast food joints like McDonald's, In-N-Out maybe, probably, I don't know, there's a pube. You're eating a pube. Statistically, you eat 12 pubes a year if you go out to fast food. 12 pubes. And they're not yours. And not everybody manscapes or womanscapes. So, just so you know. So every time you're eating that burger, just think of that. How many pubes are in this one? How many non-washed hands made this? How much E. coli is on this? Just so you know. Yes, and if that stops you from eating out, you're welcome. Slick, get your ass off of here. You just said you were leaving to do chores. And that's your food for thought for the day. Enjoy your canes. Enjoy, even freaking Chick-fil-A has it. In-N-Out has it. They all have it. And think about what's in those burritos you're eating, y'all. Not everybody wears gloves. Have you noticed that? Not everybody washes their hands. I have seen workers leave bathrooms without washing their hands and opening the door like this. That's who's making your food. So, you're welcome. Yes, Gina, that's probably the best thing you can ever do if you don't like pubes. Shit, I don't even have pubes. I sure as hell don't want to eat somebody else's. Just saying. Just saying. I'm just saying. No pubes for me. You just had a breakfast burrito from Carl's Jr. Ashley, I hope you're heading home because the squirts might be coming to you. You never notice why you have squirts after you eat out? When you're sliding, remember that song from Parenthood? When you're sliding into first and you feel your Hershey squirt, diarrhea. Have you ever wondered why your upper brow starts sweating on the way home as you've eaten your fucking fast food? Why it's hot in here? oh no. The rumble starts, the sweating starts, and you're like, pedal to the metal, get my ass home. Oh no. And you're running into the house, you know, like this. Oh shit, please stay inside. Just let me make it to the toilet. And you can get down in time. Y'all, think about it. I'm not lying. I know I'm not lying. Y'all, it's happened to me. I've been there. I've done it too many times to count. Every time I eat. Do you know why that is? Think about it. Non-gloved hands. Non-gloved hand. And how many times do people, you know, men, how do you pee? I mean, do they do this? Can you do this and pee? I don't think so. What do they have to do? They have to hold it. And if they don't manscape, they get a little, you know, follicle underneath their skin, a nail, and then they don't wash their hands, and then they're open at the doors, and then they go without gloves on and make your burger, your burrito, your breakfast burrito, your chicken nuggets, hair. I tell Dan every day, you're feeding Grandpa pubic hair every day. Not really. He hasn't been eating out that much. Just Linda. Easy, Linda. We haven't been eating out as much. Not we. I don't. They haven't, for many different reasons, because we've been making it at home, because we've been busy doing other things. So, anyhow, truth hurts. Lizzo's saying it best. Anywho, all right, I gotta go. Hannah, you know, Lainey, I gotta get shit done and do things because she wants to run, and I gotta watch the beast of right there, the little blonde beast. She's like a Chucky doll, just with blonde hair. Anyhow, love you guys. Remember, you are worthy, you are important, you matter. Don't eat fast food today, and just think about it the next time you want it. Think pubes, fecal matter, and just too many things to even. Anyhow, remember, your feelings are just that, your own. Do not let somebody try to take charge and tell you how to feel, because fuck them. Yours are yours. And boundaries. Come on, say no today. Do something for yourself. I will too. Maybe I'll go to the casino after I drop off Hannah and Lainey. Probably not, but it's a thought. You know, I challenge everybody to step outside today. Unless it's raining and stormy, don't do it, but find something. Find your inner peace. I'm looking at my beautiful scenery right now, and it's just so beautiful. The birds are chirping. The air is fresh, as far as I know. There's very few clouds in the sky. And to me, it's just a beautiful, beautiful sight. So take that moment to appreciate it. I love you guys. Thank you for being here, as always. All your new people, you're welcome. And yes, we can be friends. Love you guys. Have a good day. And hopefully your team wins. Well, the Niners must, but everybody else, I don't really care. Anyhow, love you. See you tomorrow.